Future flavors.
To the grateful ones at the crib tuning in, watching. This is another segment of the Future Flavors Show. Live from Women 107.3, Pittsburgh's #1 for hip hop. It is I, your host, DJ COLEBLOODED. We got low-key photography behind the camera, and I got a very special guest in the building. If you go out clubbing every week, which I know a lot of y'all do. I know y'all do. I see y'all. I go with y'all. If you go out to the club, you go to the South Side all the time, you know who this guest is. Always hear him on the mic doing this thing. You always look up on the stage, see him doing this thing. He might be throwing napkins at you, might be throwing money at you, might be pouring a drink for somebody, might be on the table dancing, cutting up, doing all kinds of stuff, keeping the party going, keeping everything flowing. Got a very special guest in the building. We got Neiceyssun.
You heard? AKA Eddie. Neiceyssun is definitely my IG's name.
No, your name's Neiceyssun. Yeah, we don't call you by your real name.
Okay. Well,
See you in public. How many people say Eddie in public that don't know you know you?
Not a lot. It's Neiceyssun.
No.
Neiceyssun stands for my mother. That was my mother's name, Neicy. I like it though. I mess with it. I've been there for a year.
That's what's up.
Also, I'm known by You Heard.
You heard?
Yeah, I'm gonna make sure I got stickers and everything.
You originally from Pittsburgh?
Nope.
New York?
Nope. I get
Jersey?
that a lot. Nope. Close.
Philly?
Nope.
Don't tell me. You said close to Jersey, Delaware,
Nope.
DC,
Nope. Close now. Oh, you
Be-more.
Baltimore.
Ah.
It's Baltimore. You heard? Yeah, you gotta say Baltimore. You can't say Baltimore because you can't. We don't pronounce the T. Baltimore,
Okay.
bro.
What was it like growing up down there?
Shucks. Your average person is it's rough down there. You know, sometimes you have like a single parent family. You know, normal thing. Your normal statistic.
Mm-hmm.
African American in Baltimore. If you ever watched The Wire.
I was about to say, was it like that?
Yeah, you know, normal things that happen. Father incarcerated for 17 years.
Mm.
Mom passed away young on me.
Mm.
My father was my best friend, and my mother was my best friend too. So they gave me the life that they could give me, and I love that for that.
Mm-hmm.
What made me who I am today. My mom, it was crazy. Like when I was young, my dad, when he was locked up, my mom started using.
Mm.
I had to live in New Mexico for 4 years, so the state didn't take me.
Mm.
And then when my mom got herself clean, she moved me back to Baltimore. I finished high school up there, and I lived the rest of my life there till I had to transition over here because of work, because I was in sales.
Mm.
And they asked me, hey Eddie, you know, you want to run your own team in Pittsburgh? It's an opportunity there. I was like, you know what? I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Mm.
And I came here. Frank that owns Cosmo, he ran a business for like 10, 11 years, a successful communication business.
Mm.
He had contracts for different people, Verizon, whatever. And I was his #1. I used to do door knocking. I used to knock at people's door and sell people at the door. I did that. I did residential. I did commercial. He was a door knock. And then he was like, Eddie, I'm opening Cosmo. You want to work right here too with me? And I said, let's do it. And I went it from there.
So, as a kid, what was it like witnessing substance abuse at such a young age? How old were you, if you don't mind me asking?
Shoot, I'm old as hell. I'm old as hell.
I'm saying back then.
When I was young, I mean, it's crazy. Like, yeah, think about it. You know, you go to Christmas, you make. I remember getting a PlayStation. I got the gray joint. It was a PlayStation.
P1?
Yeah, it was like a P1. I got it for Christmas. And then later on that day, it was gone because my mother went and pawned it for some crack. Like waking up in the morning smelling that aluminum foil burn, you know, like chew.
So you really like saw it like it wasn't like hidden?
No, heck no, it wasn't hidden. No, it wasn't hidden. It was in my neck. It was like a 2-bedroom apartment. It was right there. It was literally like the second bedroom. Like the things that you went through, my bedroom could have been used as some when people want to go do what they need to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they probably went and got high in my mother's room and wanted to go have sex in my room. Like renting it out, like whatever you had to do to get it. But at the end of the day, that's my mother. I love her to death. She was the one. She did everything she could do for passing me to me. So it's not like talking bad about it, but this is something you see every day. Like you go outside, see vacant houses, you see, you know, things that you go through. It's just what you go through.
What? So you said your father was incarcerated.
Yep, 17 years.
Is he out now?
No, I lost him a couple of years ago.
Oh, sorry to hear.
Yeah, he got out when I graduated from high school. I went to Douglas High School. When I was graduating, he came out on a box. He was able to make it to my graduation. But that's when he came out. I was I went to Mexico from 12 to 15. So I say about like 16, 17 is when he came out.
Was it like, how'd you feel like having to talk to him? Did they have like Cortland's with J. Perry or something back then?
Yeah, my father, one thing about him, he sent me mail every week. Every day it was in Jessup, Maryland, so he got to draw things on like this wood plaque, like some type of paintings or something. And he would call me every other day. He would send me something every week. He stayed in contact with me. It was the whole time he was in it. He definitely stayed in contact with me. I was his only son, so like I was his only son. Whereas though, I mean, he has another son, but he's way older than me, and I didn't know about him at the time.
Right.
But then when he came out, and then I got to meet my brother, which I didn't know he was my brother, but I got to meet him. Him was close now too. So, yeah.
So how did it feel? You were graduating high school. Was your dad in attendance, or was he like going through the halfway thing?
Him and my mother was there. Both of them was there. It was outside. I was number 10 in the Maine Honor Society. I was number 10 in the school, especially from Douglas. That's kind of wild being that, but.
Was it a big class, or was it?
It wasn't even that big class. It was.
Bad school, like rough school.
Heck yeah, people doing the normal thing. My school I went to, they would fight the teachers. They didn't care who you was. They'll swing on the teachers real quick and wouldn't care. Did school, going to go get high, go do whatever. The mall was literally right across the street, go sneak out. Like, we did everything in there. You catch people in the auditorium having sex throughout school. Like, that's just what it was. It's just part of that lifestyle. It's just what it was there. But hey, big shout out to Douglas, you heard?
Yeah, man, I'm pretty sure your parents was proud of you, like seeing you do that, knowing like all that you've gone through up until that point, like to be able to come out top 10 in your class, graduate, and was you around while you started venturing into communication? Did you go to school for communications?
Yeah, my school was the only school that had a studio.
What this high school or college?
High school.
Okay.
The only high school in Baltimore City that had an actual studio. Like, my best friend in Baltimore, he was signed to Def Jam, so I knew how to do like live recording art. So he used to set up mics. I used to do front of the house, like everything we had to do from live performance to recording. We used to do that. We was the only school that had it. But I don't think my parents really paid any too much attention to it. Just as long as I graduated, it was their main thing. As long as I wasn't, one of them other ones. Which, I mean, I went through trouble. Don't get me wrong. I'm not no saint. I'm not no saint. I've been locked up before. I'm definitely not no saint. I'll tell you that there now.
What was going through your mind coming out of that situation?
Which one?
Getting locked up.
Well, when you're going in there, you never know what's going on. You like, transitions from like if you went to just your regular Baltimore, like to Baltimore, we'll say like your little city jail. It's different from going to the feds. It's a different whole little thing. So I mean, of course, I didn't really do no time in no city jail. Like I went there, holding cell a couple week 2, whatever, stealing cars, selling coke, doing whatever that. But when we went to the Fed time, it was something totally different because you don't know what you expect. You don't know what it is. Like I just know my father went through something like, shucks, whatever. Just gotta go with the flow. It's a mindset you gotta set your mind to, especially if you're a man and you know what you go by. You just gotta go do what you gotta do. At the end of the day, that's what I had to do.
How'd you get into hosting? You said you got into communication. You started working with Frank. Frank's doing his club thing. How, like, what happened? Like, what was the moment where you was like, okay, I'm about to venture off into nightlife?
When he asked me to be part of it, when I started outside getting people to come in and out, that's just part of like me doing the door knocking, preparing me to be able to stand outside and be told no. A lot of people don't like to be told no. Okay, who you are, male, female, it's rejection. Nobody like to really get rejected. I don't care. I get rejected. I don't care. I was so used to doors getting slammed in my face. So me standing outside was nothing. He walked past me, tell me, "Hey, come on, come to Cosmo." I'm like, "No, thank you." I'm like, "All right." I go to the next person. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So then after I got my step out there, I'm used to being on the mic back in the day when I was saying my best friend, he was signed to Def Jam. I was like his hype man. So being on the mic and being in front of people was nothing to me. So then once I got on the mic, I was like, oh, I can get this happening. And then, you know, at the end of the day, start networking with people, because that's how we're going to grow at the end of the day anyway. Mm-hmm. Networking people, growing, promoting. That you got to treat it like it's your house. You got to treat your job like your house, like Rambo. You promote Rambo, this is your house. At the end of the day, you want people to come see you because it's what you hear. If you don't do that, my check wouldn't have been good if I can't get people to come in there. Mm-hmm. At the end of the day, it's still a life of living, but so like you got to do what you love. I love hosting. I love communicating with people. I was more of a person that I can learn off of you versus you giving me a book or telling me read this and expecting me to get information out of it. I'd rather you tell me so I can relate to your story.
Yeah, you like learning through experience.
Yeah, that's me. That's how I am. I don't know the correct word you call it. Inverted. I don't know what the right word, but that's the type of person I am. Mm. You know what I mean? I'm just saying.
Yeah. So do you have like a technique when it comes to hosting? Because I know cause I got DJ, but I'm trying to step my mic game up. And I know with host, I've seen a lot of different people host, and to me it just wows me how y'all just turn the switch on and just know what to say, when to say it, how to say it. Do you have a technique or formula that got you to that point?
Yeah. The hosting depends on what I'm going to do. If I'm either, at the front door as a VIP host, making sure, because it's customer service, make sure people get to where they need to be, versus for me when you're on the mic and you observing what's going on, you convert the energy. So it got to be inside you at the end of the day. If you're looking around and you see how the crowd is and see how it's moving, so if you rapping or singing, you'll get the energy off the people. So you'll know where to go if they're not really feeling, you either got to turn it up and go to where it is, say some slick stuff on the mic to get people pumped, to hype them up. Because at the end of the day, that's what you got to do. That's your job to entertain it, because we're in the entertainment business. Service industry, you know what I mean?
Can you give us an example?
So, if I was, let's say it was an R&B, rap song. Sorry, blowing my nose. With Knuckles here. So if I was a host where I was going, say, how can I say it? You mean when I'm actually on the mic?
Yeah, you're on the mic, let's say it's dead, what do you do? And let's say you're on the mic, it's cracking, what do you do?
Oh, if it's dead, that's where I got to communicate with the DJ, because he's going to be the conductor of this thing. I'm just going to help orchestrate it. And we're going to pick the right music that's going to turn it up and turn it where it's at. And so then I'll get pumped, and I'll just tell me, I see too many guys standing around, or I don't see enough bottles being popped, or, I don't know what type of, we're here to have fun, because if it's got to have a fun atmosphere. We got to pump them up. So, you're not putting a battery in their back, but you got to help them, because everybody needs that extra push sometimes. Because you got people that's too cool, they don't want to do this, they want to do that, so you got to embarrass them a little bit. Or the girls, when you sit there, they just want, they want to hear twerking music instead of a little dance or R&B. It depends on what type of mood you're in. So if it was dead, I'm pumping them all the way up, and if it's cracking, we're going all the way. I'm pushing the sparks. I'm adding all the extra gadgets I got going on. I'm pouring out shots to people because I got a bottle here, and I'm going to pour shots to girls and whoever else wants one, because we're going to make it more lit. That's exactly how you got to do it.
So how can others improve on their hosting, and what should they look for? You give us 3 things to look for. I'm about to go host this nightclub. 3 things to look for throughout the night to identify and then, work that into your vocabulary.
First, you want to see how big your venue is. You want to see who's there. You want to see what the size is. You want to see what the bar. You want to see whatever the venue. Even if it doesn't have a bar, you want to make sure you touch all aspect, because you want to pump up your coworkers as well. If it was a venue that I was gonna go work and they got security, bar backs, bottle girls, you want to make sure you hype them up, say something on the mic for them, because they're part of the team that's making it happen, and it's bringing up that morale all the way around. You're not just bringing up the crowd, you're bringing up everybody around. So you want to make sure you look at the venue for number one. I don't know what type of atmosphere, if it's either, it could be a music, or it could be a speech, whatever type of host whatever type of host you're doing there. You just want to adapt to that situation, because you actually got hired for that part, and you want to move forward to it. So it's go by your crowd movement. Go by everything that you see off of them. If it's a comedian that's doing something on the mic and the joke ain't funny, you can look at it and be like, let me switch it up. Like, it's like baseball, you gotta switch it up. You can't keep throwing the same pitches at the same atmosphere. You gotta go keep throwing at the same batter. You either gonna give it a fastball, curveball, but you gotta adapt to where you at to even be part of it. But that's something in you have to look for as a host. But at the end of the day, you gotta make sure you're a crowd pleaser. You gotta make sure that everyone is there having a good time. At the end of the day, you gotta make sure, like they say, the customer's always right. You're not there to make them have a bad time. You want them to come again, or you want to be known as that brand. Like, oh, Eddie, he's hosting that such and such. I'm gonna go over there because he get the crowd. You know what I mean? But that's what you have to do. It's just part of it. You have to do that.
How do you build good chemistry with a DJ as a host?
Sometimes that's different. It's kind of hard, depending on if you have multiple DJs. You know, you don't know what music they're gonna play. You don't know where they're going to go with it. Like, instead of looking over their shoulder and looking at what song they're about to play so you know what to say next, you got to literally vibe off of them. But every DJ that worked with us, like every DJ, from Cake, from Oz to Solo, I mean, I always had good chemistry with all of them, because this is a flow. They're just good at what they do. So it's not that hard. So it's easy. You talk to the DJ before prior. You know, like, let me go, we going. Or if they're playing in the mix, this whisper like, yo, give me like a 3-second quiet mode. I'm about to give such and such a happy birthday shout out. Or I'm about to give such and such this, that. It's going to be like, and then they'll hear you, like, all right, cool. And they work it in, and it's pretty much like the beat drop. Like, every time, if you know music, if that's part of it, because if you know it, you pretty know the tempo. You'll know, oh, this drop. I got time to say something real quick. And not being overbearing, like it's karaoke and you rapping the whole song. But you got time to be like, say my little quick 3-second piece. DJ drop that. You know what I mean? That's all part of the deal. I hate people that sing over the song. I hate it. It's like karaoke. They rap the whole song. But anyway, that's another thing.
What's your favorite club memory?
Club memory?
Or memories?
Yeah, I was about to say, wow, I got a lot of them.
Top 5.
I don't know if I got a top 5 now. I don't know if it's that. Well, it is. I mean, it was one time when I forgot what sorority was there. I think Swag Surf came on, and the whole club was in sync with the whole dance from the left to the right. I swag, and then the smoke and everything clicked as one, like a transformer. Like everything. From to me, to the DJ, to the crowd, to the people that's messing with the lights, that's dealing with the fog, and doing everything synced in. It was just like, it was like one of the moments like, oh gosh, and then when you watch the video, you could pretty much see it's like everything is freaking in sync. That like, it's not really moments like that, you know. And I said it does happen a lot. But when you get that crowd that actually sit there and you see people taking pictures and videos of you and everybody is singing at one time, I think that was like, I had one time Wiz came to Cosmo, and it went bananas. It was just out the blue. Nobody knew that he was coming. It was like a surprise. And then like I stood upstairs with him in the legal lounge, and when you look down and see how everybody turned their head and looked up and looking at him once he got on the mic, it was like, whoa. You see all these lights and whoosh.
Yeah. It's like you never thought you'd see him like that, like in a setting like that.
Yeah, you know, like, Wiz is whole time famous, but for him to be like, just pop out, you know, because he's a cool dude, for him to just pop out and come to Cosmo one time, and nobody knew. It's like the president. He only knew within 20 minutes. 30 minutes, like, Wiz coming through, oh wow, shucks. It's not like you can say something all day, but for him to pop up and surprise the crowd like that, that was a good thing. From even Steelers to, we always have people at Cosmo, so.
Who's one of your like favorite celebrity guests, aside from when Wiz popped up?
Celebrity guests that popped up, I like when Stunner came. Stunner for Vegas, his performance was crazy. His energy was like unmatched. This guy was everywhere, jumping in the crowd, going to the other side of the club. He wasn't one of them type of people that sat in the left, just sat in the section and recorded, like just biggest performers over there. He really gave a performance. Like that was the thing, the performance. I think actually he was like probably one of my top performers that I like to see. CJ was cool. I think I really like Stunning for Vegas though, as performance wise.
What are some of your club guest and club DJ pet peeves?
Club guests? Like who? Like what? The
like you're doing what you do, but when it comes to dealing with guests or things that guests may do.
Oh, I hate. Oh my gosh, bro.
Talk about it.
I got friends, and they're my friends. They're my homies and all that. But I hate when I'm at the DJ booth and you got that one or two drunk friend that comes up to you, start whispering in your ear while you got the mic in your hand, but they ain't whispering about nothing. They just, oh, I love you, brother. You want a shot or blah blah blah. Like, yo, I'm doing my job. Do I go to your job and spill me? Like, let me at your job and put my arm around you talking. I feel it. I understand you where you at. You drunk. I love it. But get out my way. Like I hate it. Like, and then it's smooth. Like I hate that part. Like they be all over me, like whispering about nothing. Has nothing to do with what I'm doing right now. You just
like, what's up, bro? I'm proud of you, bro.
Like yeah, yo.
You want shot? What you drinking? What you drinking?
What you drink? Well, I'm on the mic.
Transitions going on. You're hearing it. You're like, I'm supposed to talk right now.
Yeah, I'm trying to catch up. Yo, oh, that'd be the worst too. I'll sit there, be at with the mic, and I'm about like, especially like in dreams and nightmares, something come on.
You got what you're gonna say.
Yeah, I got everything that's really dropping. You look to the right, you got some girl got with their phone. Yo, can you play this song? Yo, let me talk to you real quick. Yo, I got the mic. Don't you see what I'm doing? And they tap you like, yo, can you? Like, bro, I'm trying to. Like what the fuck? Like, excuse me, freak, what you doing here? Like, excuse me, like, come on, like, stop it, like that be the most. That I think that's a pet peeve. I hate that. I hate it with a passion. And then you be at there and the people call you off of Instagram and don't talk to you throughout the whole week. And you see IG Messenger popping out, calling. I see the face. I'm like, what the heck? And then you answer it, and it's loud, and you're looking at them, and they're like, let me out the front, let me in the front.
Let me in.
Let me in the front. I'm like, bro, I'm at work. Well, come to the door.
Come to the door,
like,
please.
What do you mean come to the door? I'm working.
Like, yo, it's 11, 12 o'clock. It was peak hours. Stop. Like, why are you doing that?
I hate that. They come at 11:30, 12 o'clock.
Yo, come get me.
Like, bro,
come get me.
Come on, we already in the. Why you come early? Like, come on.
I'm not paying, bro. You my mans. I'm not paying.
Well, I think we dropped the cover card, so we ain't doing that. But that's what they do.
What's it been like hosting coming out of the pandemic? Matter of fact, what are the like DJ pet peeves?
A DJ pet peeve,
if any.
Let me see if there's a DJ pet peeve that a DJ do that I don't really like. Not really. Like sometimes, I mean, like I'm good with all of them. Sometimes when I want the little beat drop, like when it drop and I want them to like fade it so it be quiet so I can say my little ad libs to the music, but I don't really have that problem with none of them. All of them are awesome. Because right now we got like 3 main DJs. And
good answer.
I don't have nothing else against like, I don't got nothing against them.
That's a good answer.
Yeah, because a DJ, at the end of the day, and I get it. I know like I'm a host and I know I'm there with the mic. But at the end of the day, the DJ, that's their craft. That's that. I'm not going to sit there and really, I hate when people tell them what to play next or ask them to play a song. I get it. You want a specific song you want to be played. You better all go into a place that you can put money in a jukebox. Because at the end of the day, they got a set that they want to play. Well, if not the set, they already know what round they want to go to. And you want them to play, they can play one song in the tempo you about to have them play is about to take it somewhere totally different. Where if we're trying to build the beat up, the crowd up, and we're going up there, and you want them to play an R&B song real quick, like you gonna bring that back? That's
or
not.
You playing R&B, everybody's chilling, it's a vibe, and then it's play Dreams and Nightmares. Just like, bro, it's like 1:45 in the morning. Everybody's about to leave.
Yeah.
We're chilling, like. Why are you so hyped this late in the evening? Like, what are you about to go do? Like, don't you got work tomorrow? You know what I mean?
Right. You're definitely right about that.
Play Finito. Doors about to close. Play it right now.
Right. Why are we doing that? I don't understand. You ready? You want to fight to start at the end of the night. That's what you want.
People's trying to go home with whoever and, like, just end the night on a good note.
Yeah, I don't have no pet peeves with a DJ, though, that we be good at the end of the day. Because at the end of the day, I'm with them.
What was it like coming back into nightlife after the pandemic? Well, during the pandemic.
Oh, it was crazy because at first with all them rules they had going on, rules with the capacity, and you had to have the cheers. Pennsylvania wasn't supposed to have a dance floor at all.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, it's like, why do I have to sit down? What?
Like, you had to sit down, and then, like, when we first came out the pandemic, yeah, we had to have food. We giving out glizzies, like glizzies and chips, because it's the law.
Sounds stupid when you think about it.
Yeah, it's like, what the heck? Like, you're not supposed to stand up and dance. If you do, you got to be within a 1 foot radius of whoever you with. It was weird. That was the weirdest time ever. Because you like, why are we going out if I can't do this? Like, why? I can't do it. Why am I going out? Like, I can't dance? That was a rule. You couldn't dance. Like, what? You can't dance at a nightclub, but you want them to sit down and we got chairs on the dance floor with tables
and you sit on the dance floor, eat chips and hot dogs like it's a cookout.
Like, that's what you had to do, really? Like, that's wild. That was wild. I hated that part.
So, what do you love about Pittsburgh's nightlife and music scene? Also, do you think it lacks anything, if at all?
I love it. I love it, actually. Only thing, probably, it don't really lack too much. I mean, depending on where you're going at, you know, to get you a certain type of vibe. If you try to listen to Latin or African or Jamaican or straight hip hop or your EDM, or you know where to go at. Me personally, I'm on the south side.
Yeah.
I venture off. Don't get me wrong. I'll go somewhere on the Strip, or I'll go somewhere in Lawrenceville and see the different vibe. But on the south side, you know, we're the only club, I guess, to play majority hip hop, but we mix it up. You know what I mean? We sprinkle it. We sprinkle some good things here and there.
Yeah. Now, if I go to Foxtail, I know I'm gonna get like, no disrespect to Foxtail, but I know I'm gonna get like hip hop, but mixed in with like house music and
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah, we will.
And then if I go to Cosmo, it just is what it is.
It is what it is when you go to Cosmo. And like I said, I don't know if that's good or bad, because believe it or not, I think we're the most, I want to say the most hatred club. You know, you got some people, that's crazy, because we had a customer yesterday, actually, a customer from Alabama, and she was, I'm not going to say what place she was at, but she was at a place, I think it was in Lawrenceville. Was it in Lawrenceville? She was at somewhere. And she was like, yeah, I'm going to go to Cosmo. And they was like, don't go to Cosmo. They told her, don't go to Cosmo. Because it's dangerous. I was like, what?
It's not dangerous.
Like, why would you say that? Like, why would you say? And she told us. She's like, yeah, the guy got to be nice, but she told us not to come here because it's dangerous. I'm like, what do you mean?
Man, Cosmo ain't dangerous. We know what club's dangerous.
Yeah, like,
Cosmo
is not dangerous. And from the things that happen from the outside, has nothing to do with the inside. We're not dangerous, but we get stereotyped the most. Like, I know, and it's not even just her. I know people that works at clubs that tell us don't go to Cosmo. I know, and they think I don't know it, but it's not even just me. You know how they say the world is small? Pittsburgh is definitely small.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, if you think you're telling somebody a secret and it ain't gonna get back some way somehow, oh, it's gonna get back. And there'd be people talking mad crap, and you'd be like, wow. But at the end of the day, all we try to do, it's enough money for everybody. It's a lot of people in this world. And all we try to do is progress. You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, and for the owners that have both of them, Daddy and Frank, full-blooded Italians, that has no discrimination in their blood at all. And they go against the code sometimes when you got a politic telling them, or somebody on the south side, oh, you know, we even had officers and other people tell them, y'all got to change your music. We're not going to stop messing with y'all until y'all change your music and cater to a different crowd. That literally was told to them. And they was like, what you mean change our music? And go to and cater to a different crowd. Like, really? Like,
change the dress code, make everybody wear suits and ties, play Justin Bieber all night. No,
don't get me wrong. I mean, yeah, I like Justin Bieber. If that's what you want to do, there's places like that. There's places you could dress up and listen to that type of music. But, I mean, it comes with it. Here, Cosmo's a different thing. Cosmo, we have a good time, family out oriented, like, you know, it's like being Scarface. Everybody like to hate on the bad guy. But we're not bad. We're not bad at all.
Rolling.
One of the best hangover drinks.
Best hangover drink, Gatorade?
I mean, I'm not hungover or anything, don't think that. But I had a long night. But this right here...
He didn't go to sleep, y'all.
I didn't. I'm used to it. One time I went off a 48-hour bank. I didn't go to sleep for 2 days.
I couldn't imagine what that feels like.
I ain't go to sleep for 2 days. You gotta understand. You living in the nightlife. You work the nightlife. You work from 8 to 2. And then you're working, of course you're drinking and partying, and then after that, like let's go to the after hours, and you go to that at 3:30, 4 in the morning, and then you go home, and we're not over, let's keep it going, and you go over to someone's house, or they come to your house, or whatever, and you just rocking out. I don't know, it just happens.
You know, the sun's up.
Sun's up, you're looking at like, yep, it's time to go O'Leary's.
So, what is a piece of advice you could give to somebody young that'll see this and be like, man, I want to be a promoter, I want to be a host just like Neiceyssun? Eddie, what, like, I need to know, like, what do I got to do? How can I get my foot in the door? What do I got to do?
What you got to do, first of all, is make sure, like I say, have no ego. Because I always say that I have no ego. But what you want to do is you make sure you connect, you want to make sure you network with people, you want to be not afraid to talk to people. Because now these days, you know, technology, so many people in their phones, like their IG, whatever, texting, doing what you're doing, it's hard to have a real conversation with people. So you want to actually have like a real conversation, get to know the person, you know, don't be judgmental, good thing, get some information, and then connect who you need to connect with. If you want to be a promoter, talk to another promoter, or talk to a club owner, talk to a DJ, or whatever you're trying to promote, even if it's a brand that you're trying to promote. We don't even got to talk about like, we don't got to talk about clubs, but if you got a new clothing line out, or you got whatever product, and you want to give that product out, the best thing is, and the most expensive thing is advertisement. That's going to be the most business, the most important thing. Like, you got to advertise. You're going to spend somebody, you're going to pay somebody at the radio to play this, or even do a commercial, or you're going to pay somebody to put you on a billboard, or you're going to pay somebody to have it be in a storefront. At the end of the day, it's all about advertising. Put yourself out there. Don't be scared. Go out there straightforward and let it go.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, appreciate you coming through. This is very insightful. I definitely learned a lot. I did not know anything about you prior to this other than Neiceyssun, you'll be hosting at Cosmo. This is very, what's the word I'm looking for? I'll just say it again. Insightful. Very insightful, very informative.
I like that.
And it's cool, man. Gave me different perspectives, man. You know, like, the more I do these interviews, the more I learn. Never judge a book by a cover. You never know what somebody's going through, what someone's story is that led up to where they are now. You don't know who had it easy, who didn't, and, you know, X, Y, Z. So I appreciate you coming through.
No worries. Thank you for having me, actually.
Yeah, no problem, man. You know what I'm saying? People need to, like, hear from people like you, like yourself. Like, there's someone who wants to hear how to be a host, how to be a bottle girl, how to be a DJ, how to, you know, do all the stuff that goes into the music industry. You know what I mean? So you're part of that.
I appreciate that, Cold-Blooded. You heard?
Yeah, no problem.
Make sure you come to Cosmo.
Oh yeah, where can the people follow you? Where can they tune in? How can they book you to host an event?
Yeah, you know, Neiceyssun, you know what I mean? Neiceyssun on Instagram. You can always hit me on there. You can always catch me on Cosmo from Friday to Sunday, even Thursday sometimes from 8 to 2. Come holla at me, 1713 East Carson Street. I'll be there. And you can't miss me. I'm everywhere. You can't miss me. I'm everywhere. But make sure you holla at me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, Neiceyssun.
Talk to me. You heard?